Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. Let's get it popping. Let me focus this thing. Hold up. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. What is it hitting for? What is going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up to all of my Capricorns? Capricorns, you guys know I rock with y'all the long way. The long way, yes. I rock with my Capricorns the long way. I would say, excuse me one second. I would say out of all of the earth signs, I rock with Capricorn the most. I would say Capricorn and Taurus, but as far as related, like I rock with Taurus, I've had a lot of Taurus friends and stuff, and we get along. I've had Taurus best friends at some point in my life when I was younger and things like that, like growing up in school and stuff like that. And I rock with Tauruses. A lot of things in common, like being around the home and being pretty chill and stuff like that. But I would say the ones that I, as a Cancer, probably identify with more and probably have more in common with, or just understand sort of the way they operate a little bit more, is Capricorn. And I have to say, out of all of the earth signs, I like all of the signs. I mean, from Aries through Pisces, I like all of the signs. Yes, there are people, I can pretty much get along with all of the signs. There are people in a certain zodiac sign, and it's not all about the sun sign. It could be, some aspects that are going on in their chart between the planets. They could be a certain sun sign, but maybe they are heavy in their moon energy, which may not be the same as the sun sign or the rising sign, or maybe they had Saturn, Mercury, Jupiter, stellium in another zodiac sign in their chart. So of course there are always things. Everybody is different. You know what I mean? Everybody is different. And you're not going to have the same group unless you're like twins that came out a second apart or at the same time. I mean, you're really not going to have the same birth chart. You're not going to have your planets at the same degrees, like none of that stuff. So people are different. So I get along with all of the signs. Yes, there have been people out of particular zodiac signs that I don't care for. And there are trends with certain zodiac signs that I notice. Meaning, if I've had a problem or certain type of occurrences with one person in that zodiac sign, and I'm talking about things that are problems, not just like somebody's behavior, and then you see the same characteristics in another person of that zodiac sign, like the signs I've actually had problems with. It hasn't been one person from a zodiac sign. It's like the same thing has happened with several people who had that same sun sign. So that I do have some signs where I don't particularly care to be in close proximity to their energy, but on a general scale, I get along with everybody. There hasn't been anybody out of one particular sign that I don't like. And across the board, I probably have had pretty tight relationships with just about all of the signs. And if I haven't had a tight relationship or like a cordial friendship with all of the signs, I have that sign in my chart or something, so I'm familiar with it or something like that. And I get along with those people. We've just never had close relationships. So I was saying all of that to say Capricorn, out of all of the earth signs, are the ones I identify with the most. I feel like in the ones if I had to pick one out of the earth signs that I like the most and all of that, it would be Capricorn. It's not because Capricorn is like the nicest sign in the world or, the most understanding sign in the world and all of that stuff. It's because usually when I pick favorite zodiac signs, for me, is because I respect the way they move or the way they think or the way that they do things. And I think out of all of the earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, I feel as though Capricorn is the one who really, and I think they're probably one of the more underrated earth signs. It seems like they're coming up in the recent years, but getting more recognized. But to me, it seems like people underrate them, or you'll hear more talk about the Taurus or the Virgo. But I feel like Capricorn keeps it real. I feel like Capricorn they're not stubborn and like stuck in their own mind frame and Yeah, they're all about self. I mean, all signs have an element about them that are all about self. And earth signs are really all about self because their thing here is the material world. They're running this earth in this material world. They can most identify and kind of operate depending on aspects that may be in their chart, squares, oppositions, conjunctions, things like that. But they're the ones who can, on a general scale, can most relate to this material world we live in because they are the material world. They're the earth sign. They are the earth. You know what I'm saying? So there's always going to be an element of materialism and some sort of selfishness. But I feel like with Taurus, they can be very self-centered, very stubborn. I feel like with Virgo can play a lot of mind games because of the Mercury. And you guys know, like in astrology and things like that, sometimes Mercury tends to be a neutral side. Like I would say they have a balance of like their negative and their positive energies. And with that Mercury, it's all about thought. It's not necessarily about heart. To whereas Taurus is ruled by Venus, so you've got some heart there. You got some form of sensitivity, and all of the earth signs are feminine signs, but you've got some sort of sensitivity on a certain level with the Venus being a ruler, but with Mercury being Virgo's ruler, it's mental a lot of times and not always emotional. Are they emotional? Yeah, Virgos can be emotional and have their emotional things going on, but they're very mental. And I find that Virgos like to play a lot of mind games and mind manipulation on people. They're not above like really doing some of the things I've seen, like really doing some kind of cutthroat and malicious things to kind of get their way or meet their aim. You know what I mean? So I noticed that in Virgo. It's one thing to kind of cut corners and put yourself first and look out for yourself first, but it's another thing when there's malicious intent behind it. And I think with that Mercury, it doesn't always give Virgo that level of understanding besides what's mental. But I feel like Capricorn, number one, with Saturn being Capricorn's ruler and Capricorn being opposite Cancer, who is ruled by the moon, there are deep emotions in a Capricorn. And even if they might not be the most feeling that you may see on the outside, they really are. Capricorns do truly have feelings that they may bury deep inside, but they truly do. And if you are tight with a Capricorn, or if a Capricorn cares about you, they will express these feelings to you. I find Capricorns have their issues, but I'm just telling you why they're like my number one earth sign. They pretty much will keep it real with you. Nobody's above doing cutthroat or malicious things, but I usually don't find that as Capricorn's nature because, being opposite from the Cancer, they can be very giving. Saturn can be viewed as the father of the zodiac, so they take care of families. The work ethic is off the chart, so they have that same go-getter spirit and that same work ethic as the Taurus. They're intelligent. They have a certain level of intelligence like the Virgo, but I find that Capricorn shoots pretty straight all the time. You don't really have to wonder about where you stand with them. You don't kind of have to question them a lot. Like you pretty much get where Capricorn is going and where they stand most of the time, and a Capricorn will just keep it real with you for the most part. Now, I'm not talking about in relationships, and people can operate from their dark side and things like that, but I'm just talking about on a friendship level, on a family level, and even on relationship levels. I find that Capricorn can be some pretty straight up people to deal with. Now, they may have that other side, that hidden side with addictions or whatever it is that other life that a Capricorn might live. But dealing with you, and when you're dealing with a Capricorn, you pretty much know what you're dealing with. They have a sense of class. They have a sense of conservatism about themselves. They're usually, especially, the women or the men, unless they get like really loose. Like, so say you get them drunk or something like that. A Capricorn is usually going to maintain frame. Like, they're not the types that you're going to see come out their character a lot or be out in the streets wilding and loud and always need attention. I mean, they like attention. They do want their attention, but it's just like the way they do it. I feel like they're true to themselves. So that's just my little spill on Capricorns. I hope that made you guys' day. So Capricorn, as far as astrology goes, you guys have Saturn in your sign, you have Pluto in your sign. So, that's Saturn is comfortable energy because that's your ruler. With Pluto coming through there, you've been through some changes, you've been through some ups and downs, you've even lost some people in like the last 2 years and things like that. And you're still seeing the tail end of some difficulty that should ease up for you in 2020. You're used to Saturn's energy. It is your ruler, so you are all about structure, working hard, and getting the things to secure you in this material world by having a plan, following a plan, and all of that stuff. And Saturn is just helping you do that better. Saturn is also letting you see the reality of things sometimes. With Cancer being that opposite, Capricorn can be in their shell too. Capricorn can be stuck in their homes, or not letting people in, or really sticking to themselves, like really living an independent lifestyle. And I think Saturn has caused you to look at who really belongs in your life, who doesn't, opening yourself up more, Capricorn, and really getting what you deserve. I think that's what Saturn and Pluto are doing for you there. And then taking you more towards your goals and your purpose, because of course that's opposing the North Node, which is in Cancer right now. So it's going to take a little time. It'll be a while before those planets leave your sign. But Capricorn, just know if you're going through any difficulties, you are more than well equipped to deal with it, and you will get past it. I know you guys see the GOAT, and just to throw out some Capricorns, R. Kelly is a Capricorn. But some more positive examples: Mary J. Blige is a Capricorn. Angie Martinez is a Capricorn, a radio BJ. I just had another Capricorn in mind. Jesus, who else? I had another Capricorn. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Denzel Washington is a Capricorn. You see what I mean about maintaining frame? Even if it's things, LeBron James, that's what I was saying about. LeBron James is a Capricorn. So it's a certain level. And if you have a positive Capricorn, you don't have to worry about them living this secret life and you finding out they're a whole nother person behind your back, that if you're dealing with positive Capricorns. But those people that I named, you could just see there's a certain way that they carry themselves, and they just, it's like a class act almost. And with a lot of them, it revolves around integrity and just being straight up with people, just being straight up with themselves and with people. And Capricorns will be very generous and things like that as well. So with it across, but you can be in your shell. Like I said, the North Node is in Cancer. So it's just wanting you to get out of your shell and go more towards your purpose. 1 second, guys. Sorry guys, I had an interruption, but let's get back to it, and I'm trying to stop talking and start the damn reading. But anyway, so that's what's going on. We got Neptune in Pisces, which is sextiling you, so that should be okay. I'm just trying to think if there are any other transits that are going on. What is it? Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, but it's a sextile as well. Hopefully you're having some more meaningful, deep conversations and meeting some good people, Capricorn. And I believe, is Venus in Scorpio or Sag? It's in one of the other. I just did this the other, like the day before yesterday, and I cannot remember. But either way, it's in good aspect to your sign, so that's all good, whether it's in Scorpio or Sag. And yeah. So what I felt before coming into the reading, Capricorn, you guys might be dealing with car issues, arguments over a car. Hopefully there are Capricorns out there that are not involved in illegal things. If you're involved in illegal things, you might want to, go on the low for a minute, give it a rest for a minute, Capricorn. You might want to do that right about now. And then the other thing that I got was there may be some Capricorns who have to decide on something. Like there's something that you have to decide on. There's some kind of choice. There's some kind of split and divide. Maybe you have to split and divide something with someone. Maybe you have to cut something in half. I mean, and I don't know what that is. That could be property, that could be money, that could be a bill, a debt. Maybe you're splitting it in half with somebody. So something that you want to split in half, or it could just mean split. Capricorn, you might be feeling like it's time for a mother freaking split. And y'all are good people. So if somebody ain't treating y'all good, if they ain't treating you good, Capricorn, then they gotta go. They gotta go. So that's what's going on with my Capricorn. And it's so funny when I said, oh, somebody ain't treating you right, then they gotta go. You may feel like you want to split. You may feel like, something like that. And then I get these cards going this way to this way. So you see, this is about being unfair, like splitting. Like this person is giving to one and not to the other, or maybe giving more to one than the other. So they're like splitting something. It is so funny. It's so funny. And I'm not just making anything up to fit in with the visions that I had before I started this reading, but like seriously, there's scales here. What do scales do? Hold one thing in one hand and one thing in the other. It's a splitting. It is a balance of two things. It is that Librian theme with the scales. Libra's relationships is two. It's about the two. It's about what you split and divide and what is shared between two people, two entities. You get what I'm saying? So, I can't pull this stuff out my ass even if I tried. And then you get the Hermit card, which is an Earth card. It is the Virgo card. Just talked about Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. You could be dealing with a Virgo, or it could just somebody's going into hiding. Somebody's walking away. Somebody's going into deep thought. This is what I was feeling for you, Capricorn. Like you are thinking more about what's going on in your life right now and the people in your life, maybe how genuine they are, the things that you deal with, the things that you, as soon I literally was laying a card as I said, the things that you deal with. And you could be dealing with a lot. The burdens you carry, what people put on you. There's an element of service in all of the earth signs, with Virgo being the sign of service. So Virgo does a lot for other people. They give. Virgos are givers of themselves to an extent. Tauruses give as well. I mean, they're all ruled by Venus, who is relationship with other people, passion, love. So they in relationship to others, they are giving to an extent, frugal and rigid, but still giving. And Capricorn can be very giving as well too, in relationships especially. But Capricorn, I feel like you're carrying a lot. Also your health. Make sure you're up on your health. You check your health. That's another thing. But Capricorn, you take on a lot of burdens and you take on a lot of other people's energy and problems and things, like you just want to set this down. And this could even be talking about a move too, a move after going into hiatus and making a decision about something because you feel like someone is giving to you unfairly. I know Capricorn who fire sign owes them money, or Aries owes them money. This could be a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, owing you some money, not paying you what they owe you, owing you something. Or it could just be a male in your life kind of letting you down, or you not feeling like you're getting enough money from the job. That could be another thing, because I'm not surprised Pinnacle comes out like I told you, Capricorns, earth signs are all about the material world, getting out here and making $1 and 15 cents. You get what I'm saying? So it could be you feeling unsatisfied and somebody is not giving to you fairly. And particularly, this is a male person in authority. Somebody who's just really an asshole. Like this person used to be a good person, used to be a person you could go to, you could talk to, and all of that. But now they're like a true asshole. They're like, don't even come to me. We can't even talk. We don't even see eye to eye. So Capricorn, you may be stepping back from that and taking your show on the road. Taking your show on the road, going elsewhere, taking your show and all the good stuff that comes with it to somebody else who's going to appreciate it. And I wasn't going to do the bottom of the deck, but sometimes I can't help but peek. All my tarot readers know what I'm talking about. I don't always do a card from the bottom of the deck. I do whatever I feel when I get on here, but I had to look today and it just verifies you not being in a good emotional mood, a loss, doing without crying, overly emotional inside, even if you aren't expressing it on the outside. Somebody's offer is not good enough, or somebody's not offering you what you need and you want. They're like, I'll give you this, but you're like, no, motherfucker, give me what I gave you and what the deal was for you to give me back. You get what I'm saying? So Capricorn, just don't go off on nobody. Keep your cool. Keep your cool, because I don't see anything that's that bad. You get what I'm saying? It's struggles. There's some difficulty. There is, Capricorns, you may be tired of being alone. You may feel like you go from one relationship to the next and the problems just follow you from one relationship to the next. You could feel like that as well. And like you thought you may have took a time out, broken up with the fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, because things were unfair, or they were taking your money, or you were giving money and you were not receiving. Okay. You were not receiving. And that caused you to really see the light. You saw the light about somebody or a situation. You may have saw that somebody had more money than you thought they had. You may have discovered somebody's giving their money, time, and attention to somebody else, and you didn't know that. And now that person, you looking at that person like, hell no, hell no. You know what I'm saying? So, and that could be the criminal thing. Don't get nobody the hands. Don't let nobody catch them hands, Capricorn, and you end up locked up or something. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? I don't see that for you, but I'm just saying your frustrations could boil over as we get to the ends of November. And let me just look at the spread, because I never really take the time to just take the spread in on here. And then afterwards, like when I'm done the video, I turn it off and I'm sitting here just looking, I get other messages. So let me just take a moment. Yeah. Somebody, you found out something that was unexpected. Oh, 7 is oh my gosh. You found out something that was unexpected. Or you could find out something, or maybe something's going to go on the 7th of this month, which in actuality is today, which is really weird. That's the day I'm filming this video. So you could find out something on the 7th. You could find out something that happened in July. There have been the Capricorn and Cancer eclipses this year. Capricorn in January, Cancers was in July. So this could be something that stemmed from those eclipses. It's something karmic. So it could be somebody you've been talking to, you've been dealing with in the past. It's a situation that you just kind of had to release, because it seems like there's no getting through. There's no dealing with this. So you need to deal with something from the past, Capricorn, or something that is a heavy burden on you that you can't seem to kind of just work it out or hash it out. But something is happening to make you either see people a certain way or making you move on with your life. It could even be an unexpected money, Capricorn, that helps you move. Maybe money that you weren't expecting to get and you got it. Maybe somebody was generous to you and it helps you move, or it helps you resolve some of your problems. Although I still feel like there's some emotional issues there. So Capricorn, like I said, it's about changes, decisions, cutting something open, cutting something in half. Capricorns could be having surgery. Something about being sliced in two is really what I saw. And that's why I talked about the 2 in the Libra scales of balance. So Capricorn, maybe your emotions are going through extremes. One minute you're happy and you're cool with everything, and then somebody does something to piss you off, and then you're pissed. You're going through unexpected extremes. You get what I'm saying? And it's just getting on your nerves, and you are ready to get what you deserve. You are ready to surrender and let go of people who do not mean you well or contribute to your situation, who are not giving you what they owe you. In any way you take that, the love they owe you, the money they owe you, whatever the case. And the thing that was funny to me, so the surrender is a 2 and a 6, that's 8. Karmic situation, cycle, getting what you give, getting what you give. And then we have, I'm doing this reading on the 7th. We have 2 7s, the 43, which is unexpected, came out the 7th. And then would you look at that? And I haven't used these cards in a long time. The 34, which is also 7, and this is extreme. So I think just going through unexpected extremes, Expect news that you aren't used to, or Capricorn, you could be changing some of the things that you do. Maybe you're going to do some things different that people don't normally expect of you. And that relates back to when I was talking about coming out of your shell. Coming out of your shell a little bit, Capricorn, and showing people who you really are, and understanding that you can really enjoy life. You can work hard, you can do all those things, and you can have people that genuinely love you and truly enjoy your life, being who you are, and not having to be somebody else for people. You get what I'm saying? But that's something that you got to find on an emotional level, and you have to deal with all the emotional issues that you have. It doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. You can have all the material things. You can, have it going on the outside. But how do you feel deep down inside? That's all I want to know. And these are both ones. But difficulty with those ones. Trying to, maybe you releasing things on the outside, but still emotional issues deep down inside. This is the Ace of Cups. That's the one. This is the 10. That's the one. Okay? And when you take, I was just thinking 3 sevens, today being the 7th, you got 2 sevens, that gives you 21, that gives you 3. Again, changes, things like that. 3. Also look into, like I talked about, your partner could have something going on that you weren't expecting. So maybe you want to keep your eye out for that as well. Other people that are involved in your partnership or involved with your partner. And that may cause you to leave the home and really be hurt and go into some solitude. And could really be upset with the way things have been going. Not just with this relationship, but with a lot of relationships, Capricorn. And that's why I said it's going to take some deeper, inner work to know, see what that's about. I'm going to just get a couple of these other cards. Okay. And just see what else I can get for you, Capricorn. Savings. I talked about money. I talked about money getting better. Maybe you are going through extremes with your money, Capricorn, and maybe you guys are realizing that you just got to get on more stable ground with your money, your home, your security, everything. And if you need that help, reach out for that help. You can be helping to others, but just make sure that you set boundaries. And if there's any sort of jealousy or inner hate, or you're thinking you're not getting a fair shake, or there's jealousy, or you, like, say it's a third party situation and you want to go against the third party but support your partner, you've really got to see that the people that's closest to you are the ones who truly, we owe each other as humans, as just to be a humanitarian means to treat your fellow mankind not maliciously and do right by your fellow man. But the person that's closest to you owes you the most. And so that's the person you got to check. Not any jealousy over the if there's another man or there's another woman or something outside of your situation, or not being jealous on a material level what other people have, because your self-worth isn't found in what's on the outside. It is all about the emotional stock and the soul value that you have on the inside, and the cultivation that you do of your emotions and your soul and your heart on the inside and your mind, so that you can be a better person and a better person in society. And also, like I said, Capricorns, it may be a good time to save your money. You may have to go to your savings or something due to a move or a house situation. Maybe something's going to come up. Maybe your heat's going to go up. Your heat's going to break. I mean, that could be the situation. There may be some water issues, maybe plumbing. That may be a situation where it could be siding or roof or something structural. That could be a situation too. And it may have you tap into your savings or your money. And that could be you dishing out something too. Maybe somebody did some work or did a job for you and they did not do a good job. So then you have to have the work done over again. That could be it. But with partnerships, you have to release jealousy, go within inside yourself to build yourself up, find the self-confidence, and be secure in who you are, not what you have. And anybody that's not treating you fairly or giving to you fairly or justly, or you feel like you are in relationships with people, whether this be relationship, business, at your job, with your mom, with your kids, if if you're not getting, and we're not really with your kids because we always give our kids more, but the way your kids give back to you is how they do in school. How, like, do they stay out of trouble? You know, if you give everything to your kid and you're spoiling them, but they have problems in school with their grades, problems with the teacher, behavioral issues, then that's giving more than you're receiving back, because children have responsibilities too. To be a child and do the things children have to do. You don't have to go out and get a job and work and mama and daddy pay those bills. Yeah, you got to go to school and bring home decent grades and stay out of trouble. You know, that's enough for a kid to manage. They can manage that. So Capricorn, if it's situations where you find you are giving more and doing more, but you're not seeing your life even out, you're not seeing it coming back into your life to make things easier for you and less difficult, and if your giving brings you nothing but stress and strife, then it's time to do something different. It's time to stop doing that and do something different. And then you get some different results in your life. So Capricorn, now that I talked y'all to death for 30 minutes, I got to go. So make sure you guys go visit the website Earth Sky Star for your crystals, your incense, and all of that good spiritual eclectic finds that I personally find myself. And if you have anything to comment on this video, let me know what you're going through. If you identified, if you hated it, if you hated it, doubt it. Put your comments down below, like the video, share, subscribe, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? All that good shit so people can get this knowledge and this help and this wisdom. And if it's something you want to talk about personally or you want to get in contact with me, you can reach me at tarothelpnow.com at gmail.com. How about that? All right, guys. Capricorns, love you. Wish you the best. Happy November and happy birthday in advance. I know we got Sagittarius season still. Nobody forgot about you, Sagittarius. But I'm just saying. Because who knows when I'm going to put out another Capricorn reading. Deuces.